Welcome back, folks, to Pigs TV. I'm your host, Pigs, as usual. So, with the advent of update 7 on Timberborn being fully released now, what I wanted to do was do a new playthrough, and I've been trying to decide which sort of maps and things that I want to do it on, but I want to do this differently. So, what I normally do is play a few, maybe up to 5 of that series, and then obviously you get them on YouTube. But there's no real communication between myself and yourself, whether you're a subscriber, whether you're just the first viewer, whatever. So what I want to do is I want to change this. So in the future, certainly on this one, when I release it, it'll be every few days. So it'll be live on that day that I've actually released it, that I've played it. So we can actually communicate with each other with different ideas and things like that. So I want to bring you in the fold because I thought it's about time I projected myself out there to be able to work with yourselves. So what I'm suggesting is I'll bring this over to the screen that you can see. So after looking around, some of the maps in 7 have been updated, but I wanted to do something different. I didn't want a massive map, but I like natural maps compared to what some maps we see. So, a diorama, as you'll probably see in the thumbnail, this on the left hand side is the original one. As we can see, the bad water flows through and the main water flows through, and we've got, it's not very big, it's only a 50 square map, so it's a tiny little, it's the smallest map in the map pool of the original moon. But on this right side, somebody edited the map and fiddled with it and moved things around, so it makes it less open, more difficult, but some of the things are slightly easy. It's like a 50-50 thing. So of the bad water here, which obviously bad water, we don't want to get our beavers in because they'll die, they'll get contaminated and things like that. So, and obviously we've got the bad water coming through the channel here. So we've got technically 2 bad waters, still the same as the other one, but where the bad water would come down, it won't get down here to start with. We've obviously got where the normal district would be up here. It's over here now. They've done a little channel which we could use for water, like a fluid dump and things like that, to be able to irrigate this section here. We've got a lot more trees around, so that gives us a slight advantage. And we've also, we've got this here, but that's a disadvantage. And where this sort of, we could get up to the top and fiddle with the things up here, we can't really do that very easily. Now, also, on this, I've not used any form of modding. But what I've gone and done is I've had modding in this time, but currently I'm only using one mod and probably one mod only. That's the ladders mod. And obviously on my channel, you'll never see it before. Just if you happen to, let's say grace somebody else's presence on another channel, you may have seen it. But on mine, I've never used it before. So we're all using this at the start. Normally we use steps, which we have to unlock. But yeah, let's now get into this after the little prologue there. Like I said, so every day, as you see this now, and in 2 days' time we'll have another one, and then we'll have another one. Anything up to, I'm planning maybe up to, say, 50 episodes. I don't really know yet. Some of the questions, so I'll say, well, what do you think about this, or what do you think about that, after I get things set up? And then you can put a comment, or you can send me an email, pigs@pigstv.com. And don't forget to go to pigstv.com as well. You'll find the email and everything in there. All videos, past and present, are all there on free. You don't even need to log in, so you don't need an account or anything. Done by my very self. So anyway, so yeah. So let's get into it, shall we? We're on a custom map, so I like to set up mine slightly different so I know when this was actually released. So we go new. I'm going to do normal. I'm not changing to hard at the moment. Oh, excuse me. But I will do in the future. So we just have to wait for this to go. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy this. And, you know, BeaverBrook. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do numerals. I normally would do 2, but yeah, it's a bit different. It's a numerals to me with being English. It's an oldie thing, and you know what I mean. I'm trying to predict that oldie thing. So let's get into it, shall we? So let's pause, and we've already seen the map obviously before that I took. So I came on here to actually do it. So folktales are obviously they're the sort of the factor standard of probably when you first start factories what you'll use. The first real difference between I've not played the Iron Teeth, but obviously I've watched the Iron Teeth. So the Iron Teeth and the Folktales are the 2 standard beaver sets in, if you like, in Timberborn. The thing about the Folktales and the Iron Teeth have a like an incubation tank to get new beavers, where the Folktales can only do that in houses. So we need to have houses, but we've got to be careful, because if we have 3 beds, they will breed like there's nothing, and we have to worry about food and things. So at the start of this, what I tend to want to do is I want to set myself up with as many lumberjack. Now I also concentrate on a little bit more on science than probably some other players do, to help to boost. Now, there's another thing. Because it's still say at 7, we've got zipline station, we've got its pylon as well. Obviously, I can't show you it. Well, I can't select on it. Here's the zipline station, and here's the pylon. Now, as I said before, when we had the paths, this ladder here is a mod. It's not in the base game. I reckon it really should be. I reckon the developers should really ask the one that did the mod, say, can we have this in the base game? Because it's such a valuable thing to have above all other mods, I think, so far. And it's the only mod that I've got in, that's why I chose it. But obviously, it's behind something. So, I've put the... look, this is I'm going through... It's just if you've never seen Timberborn as well before. But obviously, if you've seen it, that's fair enough. So, I'm just going to put lumberjacks down. Because what I want to do is... I'm obviously still in pause. So I like to set up this at the start. Don't need that. Why did I do that? So I've got 3 up here. What we want to do is we want to get as much... we want to get as much... No, can I get... If I can, that would be quite nice. Let's go to... We can't do them. We need storage. We have got a stockpile, so let's... Because we'll get a lot of... I want to make sure I can get through here before... Yeah, I can get sorted through there. Yeah, I can get through there. So I'll just do that. That just helps the situation, because we've got to get a lot of logs up to there. I'll get rid of that one. Doesn't really matter at the moment where it's going to be, but we want to, obviously when we get the logs, we want to build that. So let's just start. The beavers will come out eventually, and we'll start getting more. But we've also got to, clear some of this to be able to get certain things down. So while they're building that, they're not gonna worry me. We've got a water pump, which we can't actually do at the moment. So I'm going to put 2 down. If it allows me to put another one in there. Yes, it does. Just close. And I'm going to pause these. And so that means I can get rid of them if I want to. I also will need food. So we haven't got a lot of... Unfortunately, we haven't got a lot of food actually around here. So what we'll need to do is, again, we need a gathering as close as we can. But obviously I'm pausing that. So we'll get this going just from there. It doesn't actually mean anything else. We just want these down. Eventually, once this is sort of cleared, we'll these gathering plots are all free as well. Right, so now I've done that, I've not set up what I want the trees to be cleared. So if we go to the cutting tree, these just tell me these are the ones that I want to be cut. So if I just do this, I can take this off later. It's not really too much of a problem, but obviously we want to set them up to be able to cut. I can actually do it up here because I'll guarantee I'll forget as well. So that'll be cut. That can be cut. I can even go up the top here and set this up. This is going to take like probably three or four little videos, if not less, to get up there. Depends on how heavy thing goes. It's more than likely going to be less. We also desperately want to get down here, but the diorama in the first one we can go down here to start with, but unfortunately on this one we cannot. So I need to open up this to be able to get down there as fast as I can. Now, other thing I want to do is mark this as well. I'm taking it slow so you can see it. It's nice to take things slow to start with, but that's why I've got it on pause. So let's now open that up. Now they'll start to cut these, and they're going to make the wood, or make wood. They're going to hold the logs, I should say. Once they've got the logs, let's do it on a little speed, just so you can see it going. What also I want to do as fast as I can, I'll just pause it again, is block off this here, which is really important. It may take, eventually I'll want floodgates, but obviously they're behind the locks, as you can see with the little red, and put the floodgates, something, let's say 3 here, but I also want to put 2 up there, because the floodgate itself can synchronize all of them together, but they have to be connected. They can't just be connected by the corners, they need to be physically connected. So that's another thing, but what I'll concentrate on is a dam. As you can see here, it can actually go over there, because if I do that you can see it, but we want to do that before the drought starts. Now there will be a drought soon. We may be lucky, we may get one cycle one day. We've got I think it's the 20 cycles or 18. I can never remember how many days they're in this game. I always forget. But now he's going out and going to get berries, so we're going to have some food. Let's pause just to get. I'm sorry for pausing back and forth, but at the start, just to get things going, we want to pause a little bit. We want to get these going as fast as we can as well. So we also storage. I'm not too far fit. I don't tend to use the shortcut keys. I probably could set some up, but I keep forgetting anyway. We want to get some water. Water is paramount in this game as well. So it's finding a space for that. Again, I'll pause. I don't want to pause these because the berries are going to come in up to 20 until, and we need to get food. Food's going to be the primary thing to get going in this game. We also need to get I want the farmer like this as well. So I can use, the reason why I placed them there is I can actually use these as paths on top. And I'll get 2 and I'll do that. So I thought that was a nice idea that I just come up with there. All this is just coming up with, obviously I've seen the map before, I played the diorama on my own, if you like. So I know the map, but obviously this is new diorama, not old diorama, if you get. So that's why you saw it in the name. So when I've got enough logs, I've got 66. I should be able to start to build. I'll build water first, and then we'll just carry on with that because now they're asleep. See what, like I said, so what we have to do, we have to start thinking about other things. Like here, we'll need the lumber mill. We cannot get now. This has been changed in number 7. This was, I think, was 60. Yeah, I think it was 60 for the forester in update number 6, and now it's reduced, which is a lot nicer and a bit fairer, to be honest. But we will be getting them. We'll be getting the inventor very soon as well. But it cost me 12 logs, so I'm keeping an eye on the logs for now. That's why I was getting as many. We don't have to worry like the first version as much about logs. We have to worry about 2 things. One, well, more than 2. Food. Once we stabilise the food, we stabilise the water as well. And also, we need to get housing to make sure we stabilise the folktales, as otherwise, they're still in children. So once you get 12, that's it. We don't get any more. And obviously, the adults will die off. And they've only got a well-being of 0, basically. So new ones won't have any advantage. Let's push that a bit far forward. In fact, we can push it down real fast to dig again. I'm only on 16 hours. Now I can increase the work hour, which I think I'll be a bit of a work person to get them going for now. We can reduce this. So they're going to work in 20 hours and not 16 hours. Like I say, if you've got any questions, put them in the comments or send me an email and I'll go through them in the next video. That's the whole point of it. So now we've got quite a lot now. So I can get them to... How many builders have I got? How many workforce have I got? I probably want to increase that if I can. I probably won't get to 4 unless I force 4. Because I want to build a lot of stuff, you see. So that's going to come on. We'll get them to build that. Let's go down to 2. Because now they're... I don't want to go too far. Now we want to get water going. So at least now I know that they can... And I need to place somebody in there. So we've got 12. We've got enough logs, so we don't have to worry about the logs. Now we'll get somebody in there. Now he's going to start pumping. So we've sort of stabilised water. I'll do that and stabilise water again. As you can see now they're out of... They've got thirst, you see. So this is why we need to get this pumping. We also need to sort this one. I'll then drop this one down to 3. So that's now... Let's go back to the cutting. These are all dead, so that's... We can cancel the cutting on this side because they've all gone. And let them carry on now. We'll keep doing that with them. So we've got quite a few. We can't get up there without getting the... stairs. So we need the stairs quite fast as well. So it's like a catch-22 with this. What I might do is to force them... we can't... As you can see here, this is at 38%. So these are all can be cut. This is 100%. So what I'm going to do to force them to cut the trees that I want them to cut and I don't care about this back bit at the moment. What I want to do is I don't care about this part either. What I want to care, I don't care about anything from that side. What I want to do is care about this here. So they will cut this as fast as they can. Once this is gone, I could probably get rid of this now. They'll get me that. Push that back into storage. I'm going to run out of storage, so I'm going to have to concentrate on another. This is the thing about this game. It's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. They've done such a good job with this. When I first played it, I thought, oh, I quite like that. And it's so addictive. Because it's such well balanced. The problem is these, they're only on, I mean, you can imagine that one there, 7%, that's going to take a long time. That's an oak. So in the tree, if you've not seen it before, let's just go to the planting the trees. As you can see, these are all obviously, yeah, plant trees, because we have to, we have to have them to sort of be able to do it. But it takes 30 days before an oak is fully grown. So as you can imagine, that's a long time. Is that a cycle, and I think it's a cycle and a bit, I think. So we've got 12 for the pine, and then obviously we have the birch, but that only gives us 2 logs when it's cut down. Obviously oak gives us 8, but you've got to take consideration. So we don't really want to be doing, and obviously we can't do anything here. I think, put a levee when I unlock it, so this will be here, so I can flood this. So this will give me some for food, so we could use it for food. But at the moment, this is all what I've got for food. So the berries are coming in, but there's not that many berries left. Now that's the problem. So what we're going to have to do again, we're going to have to start thinking about. I can't do that because that won't work. So I'll put that one there. I'll join this one up. I'll put none, and we'll get somebody working in there. What we'll do is then, what we've got to do with this one is as well, is we need, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have potatoes, as I call them. And sorry, I don't know why I say it like that. It always makes me laugh every time I say it. So I'm going to plant. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plant. I'm not going to plant them down. No, I'm not going to try. Well, depends on how long that takes to cut. I've only got that space at the moment. I can get that, because if I select on this when it's built, I get where all this blue is. I get the top here, but where all this here is where I can plant. So I want these to be growing, because these are going to take, the potatoes take a while to grow. If we go back to the crops again, they're going to take 6 days to fully grow. But we also want a grill. Now a grill will take, we can set other things in it, but we'll set the grill to go. We'll get the grill to build. We've got tons of logs, that's not a problem. But it will be for potatoes, but we're going to turn this off. Now once as you can see here, once I've done that, now I'm going to turn this off. And now I'm going to turn this off once this, because now it'll put a beaver in when we're ready. We're not ready yet, so... Oh, I've got no path. Apologies. Right, so we're now they've got one in, so... Because we've got none. This was the thing that I didn't realise at the start of the game. I'm looking at this. I'm also looking at the time. I'm trying to keep an eye on obviously on the time for... I'm trying to do an hour, but like I said, if you want something like from 45 minutes to an hour, let me know. I'm looking at an hour for each video. I know some people don't have the time for that sort of thing, and my apologies for that. But I hopefully enjoy it, with a cup of tea and a piece of cake or a biscuit or something in your hand, and you'll appreciate it and enjoy it, because I do. I occasionally myself get to watch some other people playing it that I like watching, so So we're getting most of these trees. It's not going too bad. These are all the oaks. So now we're getting that going. I've got quite a bit of water there. What I might do is, what might be a good idea, is to put some more storage up here for now for water. I'll put one there. I won't bother there. So these can also get built in a minute. Let's just like that. I'm just going down there and out. It's all about, you know, we're trying to get this done before the first real problem that we have. And we don't have a lot of. That's all the food. So there's no point me keeping that beaver in. He might as well do other things. So since I have got all them, let's get the water. Before the first drought is, I want about 100 and something. What have we got? They're complaining about shelter, so we'll have to do that in a minute as well. That's another thing. I've got to be careful here because we've got adult now the children are going to adults, so I've got to start thinking about the houses situation and where I'm going to put these houses. I also, before we even want to do that, I want to just set out. We can rotate the building. I want to basically mirror that, but I don't want to build it. I'll also get another one of these because that'll help me in the future. And we'll pause that one. So these are, in fact, actually, that one for me is wrong, even though it doesn't really matter. But we might as well have that. That's on the inside. That's on the inside. Again, we'll pause that one because we don't want to build it yet. But what I want to do is I would just want it to take up room. We need that path to there. That's drawing the path, but at least I've done that. So anyway, I'm not overly worried about where things are at the moment. It's just these will get moved. These will definitely get moved. But it's all about trying to get, you know, we cannot get down here, unfortunately. I suppose I could. I wonder if I could get down there. I could take this out, I think. And this, and probably dam that one if I really wanted to. But the trouble is, if I dam that, then, you know, we're going to lose the water here. So it's more in here. But it's trying to get in here is the problem. This is why I wanted to say... Now I can force it to get rid of these. But the trouble is, I don't really want to do that. It's these two, I think, are in the way for me. This is why this makes it a bit different to the, you know, this obviously, like I said, this is a new diorama, not the original one that was created by, you know, the official developers. But it just I think it feels a bit more natural than some of the maps I've seen. I was like I said, I like natural maps and not like a forced map, something that doesn't feel right to be where it is. They're still cutting these down, obviously. We haven't got that many left, as I can see there. We've obviously got some over here, but I can't get over there. So once these have been cut, I'll get rid of them. I've got a huge amount of logs at the moment. We've got all this down here. So then we'll concentrate on something else. Because when the drought comes, we need to start thinking about something else. Like I said, I can't get these here. But obviously, because I've made sure these are going to get cut, I'll make sure these are going to get cut as well. And this one. And obviously this lot's going to have to be... I'm trying to... We should have enough water. Well, we've got to say 126, so that's not too bad. I think it uses about two water a day per beaver. So I have to now concentrate on a couple of other things. I need a space to put the houses. I've got to have the houses, but I don't get houses in. We've got one more child. I'll get to about the second cycles and they'll start dying. Now, if they start dying, well, obviously that's a bit of an issue. Now, it's not going to be the end place, but I don't really need that one. I'm going to take that one out. I just want to get them on the map and then eventually, because this is not irrigated, I can't do nothing. Once this is irrigated, I want to move these. I don't know where I'm going to move them. I haven't got a clue. Maybe some down here that's not irrigated, and I can't really use the land to irrigate this either because there's nothing to stop it. Oh, I suppose I could put a load of levees down here, but I don't think that's a good idea. What I'll do is I'm going to pause these because they'll all decide to want to build, and I don't want that at the moment. I just want to... I'll build these two. How many builders I've got? I'm going to put 4 again. So what they'll find is we'll get... Because that's 369. 369. So that's 18. I only need enough for the 4. Because I get 3 in here. There's 3. So as we're looking here now, this will start to go up. I'm at a -3 at the moment. So in other words, I'll be 3 when that goes in. So I'll have a 3. It's all about managing. This is why I think it's so balanced. So it hasn't updated it, but we've got these 3 going. So that's 6 of them. Now I need to dump these in there as well. I also need to think about where I am going to start having, because we can't get to the water. Now eventually we're going to have industry and things like that. So in that instance, eventually we want this forest. So this is an important building, but I can't get it until I have science up here. Now this is the science part. That's well-being, what we're at as a science. Then we've got materials, and then we've got ingredients, and then we've got the food that we got, and the logs, and our water situation. But science is also important. Now, I want to start building these before the first drought. I don't need to use them, but when the drought kicks in, these can't be used, so I won't be pumping anything, you see. So that needs to happen pretty sharpish as well. It's always a lot on the start, but at least we get the gathering flag, which we've got here, but we also get the lumber. But it's where I can place. Now this might be the silly place, so I might have to dump that out into there and get rid of this in the moment. But I'm going to use this spot just to set myself up. I could set 2 up. So let's do that just to be ready. I may have to dump this and move it back, which I think I will do. What we'll have to do is probably get rid of this. It's all about, sometimes it's thinking ahead, which I didn't quite think ahead of where I wanted that. So this water wheel, I can only obviously use in the, well, as it states, in the water. But I can't get to the water, so I have to have an alternative. So I can have the power wheel, but the power wheel uses beavers. So that's what we have to consider. Maybe that's not the spot that I want. I want particularly 2. I can get 2 in there, just. Now that's the wrong way around, like I must admit. But if I get them as far back as here, yeah, let's just set ourselves. Sometimes you want to set yourself up before you actually build it. So these take quite a lot. I think actually they've gone down as well. I think they were 40 in the previous version as well, which is obviously quite an expensive thing as well. So we'll get rid of these. At the moment, I'm not overly worried about where I put things because everything's going to change. You know, like these houses, eventually we've got these really big houses. They take 9, but obviously we can only get what we can get. These are enabled, so these are going to get built because we've got 200. So I hope, at the start, I hope this explains the game. Because in some of the previous ones, I've been asked to explain which why and everything else, and I hadn't really done it. So that's the reasons why I'm now explaining it here. Do I really want to do that? It's not really where I wanted it further up to have potentially 3 in here, but I can't do that at the moment unless I empty that, have that into there, and maybe move the houses over here. This is why it's a juggling act to start with. I'll not build that as well. But we've got the houses anyway. There's a couple of other things that I can't do yet that I would have liked to do is put them. Now they're coming. So we're still on 20 hours. That's fine. I'm going to empty that because that really is annoying me. And get that to empty. And then I'll move it back here. I should have done that before, to be honest. They're all moving this over to give me a bit more room because I may want to have them right as full as this. Which, if I look down here, that'll be right on this line. The water's probably in the way as well. That's probably slightly annoying. Unless they're backtracking from this side. But we'll work that out. We'll work that out in a minute once we've got... I'll enable that because they can get more food. Because I've got 50 of the... The reason why I disabled this is I can't pick anything. I might be able to plant crops again. Let's plant potatoes. Nope. I can plant potatoes in there. Whether they can reach that, yes they can, so let's pause that. So we get them to plant all this. This side I can plant as much as I can. I'm halfway through. As long as I can get to starting to grab the potatoes before I'll cut some more trees. I'll mark this lot for cutting as well. And this lot. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do another gathering flag as well. Get that to go in. If we're lucky so far, we haven't got. I'm trying to get. What I want to do is get down here, but I can't get down here because of these. Oh, so we got 3. So there we go. So now I've got the shelter up. This is what I had before. So now I've got the shelter up. I'm perfectly fine. So let's get rid of this. I'm going to, because I've got this all disabled, I'm going to try and move everything. So I'm not too happy about where it is. I wanted... Yeah, I want that there, but I can't put it there because of this. So I'll build another... Nope, that's not storage. I always get that wrong. We'll move that back. Put that line, and then what I'll do is I will demolish that. That's going to be really annoying as well, isn't it? Everything seems to be in the way at the moment. I can't get to the back of that. I'll have to work out that in a minute. Disabled that. Oh, they built that. I hadn't actually realised. They've done so fast, they've built the thing and I didn't even realise. Let's just clean some paths up. I would have liked them down here, but obviously So now I've got all 12. What I'll do is I will in 2.6 enable another one. I've got 35 food. It's not really great on food, to be honest with you. We'll do a bit of moving around. Because I need to get in. There's something else that I need to get in before the drought starts. Or I want to get in, I should say. I haven't got the real room for it, so let's go back to lock. Oh, it is locked, so come on, hit again. I wanted that down there. That's becoming annoying as well. This has been a bit more annoying than what I was really wanting, but not to worry. I'll have to forego the 3. I'll just have to go for the 2. I was going for the, like I said, I was going for the 3, because if you move that down here, you can actually get a 3rd one in here. But it's all going to be in the way of everything. So let's see, what have we got in front of that? I don't think... Can I put one of there? I don't think I can. No. I'll put it there. And then we'll empty that one. We'll get it right in a minute. I don't want to destroy these, you see. I want these here. Because that's a prime example for getting all this. And when I move up here... because I think that'll be better. Because the thing is any potatoes and all the others, when the drought comes in, or when a bad tide, which is this is what bad water is, comes in, it'll destroy the crops. It won't destroy the trees up to a certain point. So we need to combat that. I'll now get an extra... And I'll build that. So I'm getting more housing. So we'll have room for more children. So we need to get children. Right, so they're being built. Let's pause that. I also want to now get these. What I could do is, how many can I get on this? That'll give me 6, and I'll fill that side up as well. Again, I tend to play probably different to the other people, but we all play how we play. What I want to do is to be able to get a steady flow of science. The building, that one. Oh, it doesn't matter. I want that one anyway. So yeah. So now we've got room for 3 children. See. So now I'm increasing, but I have to be careful because I've only got so much food, and that's the only food I'm bringing in at this precise moment. Because again, he cannot reach any more food. But we're on 70 something. We're getting there with that. Let me pause this until to get food. I don't mind it there. I don't want to destroy this. I will have to destroy this eventually, but I'll probably get one thing of potatoes coming out. That's why I want it to get done. Let's... It's all about getting stuff out as fast as we can. so we can actually survive the first drought and we don't perish, which isn't really a good idea. I've got a huge amount of logs, but it's having the space to put the living things. I know I've got the inventors. What I'll do is I'll put some more storage. Not ideal. I don't particularly like this storage, but it is. That's a silly place, P. You don't have as much problem in this in a diorama, not the new one. In this one, in the original one, you don't have as much problem as this you do. So he wasn't cutting any more trees because he couldn't cut any more. Let me. So I've got that all cut. How's that? No, they're not. They're still there. I'll add some more of this in while I'm waiting for that to be cut. They'll cut that. I need to clear all this, but like I said, I want to get down here. It's almost there. That one's that's only at 50%. Don't care too much about that one. I've also built in the paths, so because trees can spawn little spores, and I don't want that to happen. I need that path as fast as so I can get down here. So this will be my tree growing for a short period of time. I'm not too sure how long, but we'll come to that. I think I've got 161 water, so I'm not overly worried about the water. I'll now enable that. I'm going to have some storage for planks, aren't I? Which we can have. Planks. That's 40 storage, that'll do. Now I need to get rid of this. And now I can do that. I can put it back here. So if I want like let's say here, like that, I can do one there, but which I might do because then I can sort of move this, get some more observatories in. I'm going to put this down to there. I'll build this one as well and put that one down. So these won't. Nobody will go in there unless. Unless there's some beavers free to go in there. That's why I've set it down. So I've set this as the main. Well, that's pointless for now. Although I will need some. What have we got? Hunger. So hunger's setting in. Let's enable that again. Put that to full. So we've got that. They are now going to start. They're going to start pulling these things up. So I need to add the grilled potatoes. So they'll start getting logs in there and give me some grilled potatoes. I am going to have to think, where the hell am I going to put this thing? I want storage for them. But it's thinking of where, I've got the problem of that being there. Obviously, I've got these teeny little ones. They will pick up a huge amount. Because you get 6 for every one of these, you see. Now, they can hold 120 and then it'll stop. So, maybe that's not a good idea. We can get the medium. We can get a medium there. Or do I have a medium there? I can get 2 in, really, if I wanted to. That's okay. In fact, that might be an idea, but I'm not gonna... I'm gonna allow them to build, but I'm not gonna select what I want in them. Oh, there we go. I've got to 4. So I've got to 4 on the goals. Although I think it's gone back down again. It's always a little slow to start. Not as bad as some of the... I think it's the white paws or the white pelts or whatever they think. That's the terrible play. That's just an absolute nightmare. I've got 200. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build these ready. How are we doing with... There we go. So we've got 5 now. So we got grilled potatoes coming. So that's the different food. So we're sort of stabilising that. Let's have the grilled potatoes in there. And let's have in there potatoes then. It's not ideal because I really wanted 2 for thing, but I can't really justify that yet at the right moment. We've got this one. Come on, guys. Come on. Pause that. Go back to cutting. I want to cancel the cutting on here. And I want that to be cut. Not worried about them. They'll come in a minute. They'll do the last one and then start to come and cut this one. So I'm getting close. I only need to wait for this one before I can start. And I'll put a... I'm going to put another lumberjack down here as well because he will walk down. There's 6. So we're getting there. We're actually getting there. So we've got most of this. We'd obviously need wet fur as well. That'd be nice. And we have no... we've got no drought yet. Drought's not... It's normally 3 days before it tells you. So I'm going to enable one of them as well. What I can do is how much water I've got. I've got a lot of water actually. So I'll turn them off. That'll give me 2 back to run this. We're going to get children, obviously. If I select this, they're not old enough yet. I don't know what age they have to be before they, you know, actually go as adults. Now I can do more crops as well. I'm doing more potatoes at the moment because they give me 6, where things like carrots don't, you see. So I might as well have only 1 food source out of this precise moment while I'm trying to build, you know, build the infrastructure. So now we're getting lumber. I'm not going to be using the lumber at the moment, but I'd rather have some. So I've got so many planks, which we can see up here. I'd rather have the 40 planks and then turn this off. When the drought goes, I can still run these actually, because they're not connected to the water. We've got 31. So food is stabilising. When that gets to a bit higher, I will enable this house. And obviously then I have to work out whether I'm going to have another house. I may have to, what I may have to do is sort of try and get up here. Say, take a house out, get up here, go around and turn these around. And then I'll move this in, you know what I mean? So somewhere just to give me so I can, because what I can do is, again, if you've not seen this before, so go to housing. If I turn this around and have another one this way, I get 2, and I could do that with that one. I probably can't do that one. I might be able to move it over 1, and then do it that way. So it's all about working out where you want things. Sometimes you get it right straight away. Sometimes you don't get it right straight away. Let's enable these. I forgot to enable them. I said build them. I forgot to actually build them. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this first play of the new, the new one. But like I said, so what do you fancy seeing? So I don't know how many beavers I can actually get on this actual, because you see, it's not a very large map. But shall we try to get 250 beavers, see where we can put them, see if we can get to 250, and then I'll ask again. Does that something what you want to see? Do you have any ideas of where things are? My plan, because we can't put anything on here because it's dead space. Eventually, I think I want the housing maybe here. If you've got any other ideas, please let me know. Unfortunately, on this one, we can't get up to the top quite easily, as you can see here. But we do obviously have the ladder. But obviously, I need 250 science points to unlock it. But the main unlock to start with is the forester, because obviously we need to have trees being built. We also need to think about in a minute when... right, so let's pause this. This one is definitely in the way. Let me, before we go, let's go back to cutting. This needs cutting. I need to cut this one and this one. I'm not too worried about that. That could go, that can go, that can go, that can go, all this can go, because it's path. I want this to be cut, because I need to get this path in. And also, what I'll do is, I know I'm getting rid of food, but I have no choice in this matter. Because I want to get this open. I need to get over here to start thinking about damming this block. Let's think about landscape, isn't it? So I think that would probably suffice. I don't think they can get on there though. I think they can get to this one. But I don't think they can get to... No, they can't get to that one. So what I'm going to have to do is... I'm going to have to do that. Because... I know they can't... Can they get on that? No. Oh, maybe they can get on that. No, they can't get on that. Because that one's... This is a... Let's do that. I know it's like 222, but it'll do. That's going to cost me 80, so I'm going to have to be careful. But I want to do this before the drought starts. So set that up. But they can't get there until I get this in. That's what I was doing, you see. So that needs to be... Now he's cutting that. That's brilliant. I'll take out that because I don't need that. Now you see why I said... Well, they can get down there, obviously, because this is really close. But... we won't be able to do much without having a path. Because we can then use that, in fact, actually, to even allow me to get to on here, I'm going to have to build something anyway. I can't build a platform because I haven't got the science points for it. Which again is another... This is the thing when you start the game. You haven't got nothing, so I'm going to have to do that. Eventually, we'll, like I said, we'll get rid of this and we'll build something else. But I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to have to be careful because I'm going to run out of... I'm going to run out of logs. How far... Right. You... I've got a forest there. I've got one there. let's now put them all on cutting duty and get them to cut everything that they can down. Up to the point that this is available. Right then, so we've had this hour. My apologies if this one's up, but I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll definitely see you in, further plays, and we'll carry on with this. But like I said, if you've got any ideas, and I'll be giving you ideas, and hopefully we'll see you again in a few days' time. So take care. Thank you very much. Bye for now.